This is your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Tuesday, October 30th. So glad you can join us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. The roads in the constituency of St. George South are in a bad state, so much so that they are hindering development of business in the parish. That was the cry today of MP and Commerce Minister Dwight Sutherland, who took Minister of Transport, Works and Maintenance, Dr. William Duguid, on a tour of several communities to get a first-hand look at the problem.
Businesses have been impacted significantly in rural Barbados and indeed in St. George South as a result of the state of the roads, and we must not underscore it, nor we must not minimize the value that these businesses bring to their homes. People go to school as a result of these vending shops, these needle workers, hairdressers, barbers, and people will not continue to drive on these roads because their cars are being damaged. And I am sure that the Ministry of Transport and Works and Maintenance are seeing bills coming in for rims, shocks, increasing bills. And indeed, the residents of this country have a legitimate claim if their vehicles are significantly damaged as a result of driving on these roads.
Government has embarked on a major initiative to fix the nation's roads, with work on the way on the ABC Highway. Transport, Works and Maintenance Minister Dr. William Duguid says government is trying to rectify the problem, but he stressed that motorists had to be more patient. There have been strong public complaints about the gridlock on the highway because of the roadworks, but Duguid assured that the work was moving quickly and motorists will soon have clear roads again, though he stayed clear of giving a timeline.
With respect to the IDB program on the highway, you would see, well, as I would tell people, there is no gain without a little pain. And we have started the work. We're working mainly at nights. We've milled a significant portion of the highway, and we've started to repave it in a very short space of time. So I don't like to give dates, because if I give a date and then we don't meet that date, for whatever reason, then you say, well, the minister gave us a date. But we are working assiduously to get it done as quickly as possible. You would see that some of the highway has started to repave. And once we get all that area repaved, then the next area we hope to start on quickly is going from the bottom of University Hill up to West Road. That one is going to be a little more difficult because it's even a narrower road with no additional throughput like how we have on that western side of the ABC Highway. But that is the next one, and from there, then we're moving into the road going all the way down to Greenland. That will be then the third, fourth, and fifth section that we'll be doing. And simultaneously, we're as well looking at what we call CAF roads, which are minor roads, somewhat like this. This will be part of our CAF road program, and there are about 30 of those that we're hoping to do. And then after that, we also have the Caribbean Development Bank program that would include Ronald Map Highway and other roads moving off of that.
Personnel at the Barbados Water Authority are battling to contain the strong odour which has resurfaced along the south coast near the Graeme Hall Swamp. The authority says the odour stems from stagnant water and blockages located on the southern side of the swamp. The BWA is assuring residents and businesses that it is continuing work to resolve the problem. The flow of illegal firearms and ammunition into the Caribbean is a vexing issue for regional law enforcers, and they have gathered at a workshop hosted by the Regional Security System and the CARICOM Impacts to learn new techniques to help them control the problem. Speaking at the opening of the event, Commandant of the Regional Police Training Center, Sylvester Louis, said, given the spike in criminal activity across the region, the training is critical to help law enforcers better respond.
Over time, law enforcement officers in this area have been recovering many firearms. I want to ask this question of you. Has any one of you ever took time to look and see where they were manufactured? Where they came from? Well, I have. And I can tell you that I've never seen made in Barbados, made in Trinidad, Jamaica, St. Kitts, or St. Lucia. And I want to beg the question, how did they get into our islands, into the hands of hooligans and gangsters? But if you do not know, permit me to tell you. They're getting in through our porous borders, manned and unmanned.
Louis also raised concern that a small percentage of law enforcers could be hindering efforts to crack down on the illegal trade. He, however, maintained that the majority of officers were above board.
I honestly believe that 98% of all border security officers are doing an excellent job. But it is that intractable 2% among us who are giving all of us a bad name, who are either in collaboration with the criminal elements, or at the very least, turning a blind eye. This has to stop.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
On to regional news now. In Jamaica, 10 years after the body of Anand Dean was discovered after she had disappeared, her father laments that no one has been brought to justice for the brutal killing of his daughter and is urging the government to do more to protect the nation's children. We get more in this report from Television Jamaica.
A smiling face that stole the hearts of many Jamaicans. That was Ananda Dean in one of her happier moments. It's been 10 years since her lifeless body was found in bushes in St. Andrew, 2 weeks after she was seen boarding a bus to Halfway Tree on September 17, 2008. Her father, Richard Dean, told us she would have turned 22 next month. But after all these years, still no justice for his daughter.
The last time I heard from the police was like 4 years ago, in this month, October year. I got a little information because every little thing I heard, I tried to pass it on to the investigating officer, and I haven't heard back from him from then.
And when he hears about the recent killing of Shanoya Ray and Yatania Francis, plus the murder of 14-year-old Raven Wilson in St. Anna a week ago, it only adds further to his pain.
And I know exactly what the parents are going through. And it just tears me up to see this continue every month or every 2 weeks, every week. There's a child that went missing and you don't hear. I don't see one case where I said Tom got arrested for committing this murder, for killing this child. I haven't seen one case.
The death of Ananda Dean has inspired this Crying Child Monument in downtown Kingston. It also has the names of other children who have gone missing and turned up dead.
On the international front, an ex-nurse in Germany today admitted at the start of his trial that he murdered 100 patients, making him one of the world's most prolific serial killers. Detectives say Niels Hugen administered fatal doses of medication to people in his care, causing cardiac arrests at 2 hospitals in northern Germany.
Germany's deadliest post-war serial killer hides his face as he enters the dock. Niels Hergel, a former nurse, admitted on Tuesday to murdering 100 patients by lethal injection so he could play the hero and impress his colleagues by trying to revive them. Hergel, now 41, was already in jail. He was sentenced to 15 years in 2015 for murdering 2 patients. But investigators kept uncovering new cases and they believe they could still find more. Hergel's admission won't end the trial, which could go on till May. The victims' families want to learn as much as they can about the crimes.
What's important to me is to find out what happened, definitely, and that this man gets the just punishment, if that's at all possible. And maybe once this trial is over, I can finally close this chapter.
Hergel murdered his patients between 1999 and 2005 in 2 nearby institutions. There have been similar cases. Britain's deadliest mass murderer, Dr. Death Harold Shipman, killed as many as 250 people, mostly elderly female patients. He died in jail in 2004 in an apparent suicide.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.